This is DropTent Media Network.
Hey everybody, how you doing? This is comedian Neil Wood and
Adam Nutter.
We can't do it like that. You have to sound like a human being. That's insane. Because I'm realizing how little you're talking.
Adam Nutter.
I could just take, if you just want me to, honestly, you know what we need to do is we just need to get that clean.
Adam Nutter.
And then I'll just pop it in wherever I need to. But
Adam Nutter. Let's do that.
Come listen to the Cult of Us podcast. That's our promo.
Adam Nutter.
A DropTent Media Network podcast. Go to droptent.com or search Cult of Us podcast on your favorite podcast platform.
Hey, welcome to the Weekday Comics. I'm Dave Primiano.
And I'm Dan D'Aprile, and we're here to shoot the shit and talk the news. Wow, hey, here we are.
Hey, live audience. Sorry we're late.
It's my fault.
Dan hit a kid.
I watched the van catch on fire. That was kind of cool and spooky and Halloweeny.
That's true.
But it sucked because I was like 4 cars behind it in a 1-lane construction zone. So thanks to the city of Philadelphia for closing down 2 lanes of Roosevelt Boulevard at fucking rush hour. You fucks. This hot dog lodged down your goddamn throat.
It's true.
I'm steamed.
Yeah. It's all kosher to me.
Yeah, and our audience at home, Steve, our guest who we introduced momentarily, asked me, you weren't sitting through 2 hours of gridlock traffic in a hot dog costume, were you? No, I wasn't. This would be a lot worse. I would have peed myself in the hot dog costume, and this would have been a pungent episode. So thank God that didn't happen.
I mean, let's hold out that it can be a repugnant episode still. And I think someone that's going to go a long way towards helping that happen is our very special guest, Mr. Steve Kane.
Hey, Steve.
I'm nervous to talk because this is live, and I don't live my life live, you know? Like I live it like past tense.
You don't do recorded stand-up comedy, you do live stand-up comedy.
Not in my mind. In my mind, it's all in the past. And this whole being live in the moment thing creeps me the fuck out.
Well, it's what we do every single week. We put our meager careers on the line for the entertainment.
Why you think an end might slip out?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
probably the whole thing.
You'll be the first, and I am excited to have front row seats to that happening.
Would you blur it out?
No,
we couldn't.
Live.
There's nothing
we can do. Oh, whoa.
There's nothing we do. We can't even blur out me not being able to keep my hat on my hot dog costume. So, this is all live. This is as it comes. Take us.
Okay, we're not going to talk about race then.
No, that's the topic of this week's. It's Gaza and race relations in America, Steve, and trans rights. Yeah. So we're just going to cover those one by one. We need your thoughts on them.
Okay.
Your most controversial takes.
Gaza just got the internet back, so they're going to be watching.
Thank you to all of our listeners in the West Bank.
What is Gaza? Is that Africa or where is that at?
I don't think you can get in trouble with a question like that.
I actually don't know either.
This is Middle East? This is Gaza.
That sounds East, but that's not a continent.
It sounds like a racist term.
Gaza?
Gaza.
Oh, look at all these fucking Gazas walking around.
Yeah. I'm not going to repeat that. No, I wish the Gazas the best.
Okay, yeah.
Unless they're the bad guys.
Then in case the worst two, I'm not really sure.
Who else we could talk about? The Jews, Israel?
Oh, no, don't worry. Dave's on this podcast. We're going to.
That's right. We got
the Jews will come up. Don't worry.
I have a weird relationship with Jews because, like, in the comedy scene, like, Jews seem to like me, but I don't like them. I don't understand why all my comedian friends are Jewish. Like, I married like a woman that's 100% German. Like, I've done everything I can to distance myself from it, but they love me.
Wait, I met your wife. Let me try to remember her name because it's not like a name, it's a word. It's like Blork or something like that.
Blork.
Dink. It's Dink.
It's Dink.
Dink.
Yeah,
that's it.
Dink.
Is that a German name?
Yeah, it means I hate Jews. No, it's like a baby name that just stuck, I guess.
Dink. Okay.
Okay, so that's not on her birth certificate?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to give her government name out because we don't like the government in my household.
Yeah. Like when you were doing your wedding vows, did you call her Dink or her name?
I called her Dink. We got married in my backyard in front of like 5 people. Like I wore a tie-dye t-shirt. It would cost $2 when we got married.
Okay.
That's how you do it. Yeah, that's even cheaper than a eloping.
Yeah. The redneck wedding right there.
Hell yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, there was a camper in the background of our wedding pictures. Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. How long have you been married?
I don't know,
That means a long time.
5 years or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's got to be 5 or over if you've stopped keeping track.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is that I like Jews and I like Gaza and I like everybody. And
That makes one of us.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a fan of the tribe. I'm doing a podcast with one of them, so
I mean,
Gazas?
the loosest affiliated one.
still it counts.
That's like
still
saying I'm
counts.
doing a podcast with the 1/8 Jew of Hitler.
Trust me, that would be a get.
That would get fucking views. That's a certified account
100%.
tomorrow.
100%. We're going viral if we're interviewing the 1/8 of
Wait, I
Hitler.
want to change my costume.
Yeah, so here we are. We also have a large German fan base, so they'll be happy to know Dink, their love, our German fans love to Dink, which I assume is hopefully a German nickname, like a baby name, and not just like she's the only Dink in the world.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's a German thing.
That makes sense.
I mean, in our household, me in particular, I love Germans a lot. I have no German blood in me. I'm mostly just Irish, but I think that racism is really funny.
Okay, you're coming out guns blazing.
As long as it's not like someone getting fired or something violent, but like in 2023, it's a good society we live in, and racism can be pretty funny.
Like casual racism.
Casual racism.
Yeah,
is funny.
I see what you're saying. I like you coming guns blazing. This is
Yeah.
the very Otis Timlin first 5 minutes.
Well, that's why I love Otis, because he thinks the same way. And he's every race ever, so he goes on.
Right, I wouldn't admit that with your complexion that you agree with Otis on everything ever. You kind of helps to be a biracial angel like Otis to get away with half of the things that he says.
I just think that everything you should be able to say whatever you want on stage. And just go crazy.
You get a pass because you kind of pass as Downsy.
Exactly.
It's like the Shane Gillis thing. I watched the last Shane Gillis special with my girlfriend this weekend, and she had never seen his other stuff. So when he started in on comparing himself to like someone with Down syndrome, she was like, he can't do that just because he looks like a guy who has Down syndrome. And I had to explain, like, he kind of built that in his other special where he has like a huge bit about how he like worked with special needs kids. I don't know why that earned you the ability to do it, but somehow it made it work for him.
It's like that Matt Dillon from Something About Mary thing.
Yeah.
He goes, I work with retards.
Well, that's basically what Shane get like in the beginning of his second special. It's like, oh man, if you don't know that this guy like has like jokes about how he loves his like special needs like students and family, that first 20 minutes, it's like, whoa, okay. Woo, you love racism, Shane Gillis. So
do you do any work with them?
With special needs people?
Yeah.
Aside from Otis Timlin.
No, I don't do any work with special needs people. I have a brother that's special needs, though.
Please don't work with him. Fuck him. Leave him alone.
So I have a bit I just started doing about mentally retarded people and like how I have a phobia of them, because when I was
what's the word for that? What's the break it down in Latin?
I'm not sure, but like it's about like when I was like a little kid, like 7, 8 years old, I would go to my brother's special needs school for like all the events they had, like dances and stuff like that, and all of his friends that were like had Down syndrome would like chase me around like the younger brother and like stuff me in a locker, and I got scared of them.
You were beaten up by kids with Down syndrome?
Yes.
And bullied by kids with Down syndrome?
Yes.
I've in summer camp I watched they didn't bully me, but I watched one like bully, and like you can't do anything in retaliation. So it's it's not a good situation to be in.
Yeah. I worked for many years in an office with a special needs guy, and I learned a lot from him, namely that having a mental handicap does not preclude you from being an asshole, right?
No.
Like he was one of the most annoying people I ever met. And that of course was a little bit informed by the fact that like he couldn't read social cues because like he would keep going. But what made him annoying was like him as a human being, like completely equal to others. He sucked as a person. And I learned that because, you know, I feel like
you think like you, what's that? Play Operation and you pick out that extra chromosome without fucking up anything else. Like he's still an asshole,
right?
Even after that
exactly.
surgery,
right? Because
okay.
I don't know. I feel maybe I'm infantilizing the mentally handicapped, but I tend to think that a lot of times when I meet somebody who has that extra chromosome, they tend to be without guile, or like they're not liars. They tend to be very like good, better seeming people because they're all like on the surface.
You think there's
right?
any innocence to them,
Right, exactly. And there's less like they're not scheming, they're not like thinking bad shit about me, or it's never gonna work. Like that person is like what you see is what you get, but not this guy I worked with. I don't know exactly what his deal was, but
He was faking it.
Job did you have that you could have a coworker that has
IT tech.
Okay.
So he was like a tech. He was like, where his skills lie were
Yeah.
like in like some kind of a tech thing, like coding or something.
Yeah.
But then like where he neglected was that you can't make like 3 full fish in the microwave and then proceed to eat 3 full fish. He was a large man, like one of the largest people I've ever seen. That was the other thing. Not that that bothers me. Just he would eat a lot in the office and it would be like everywhere. It was crazy.
Yeah, fish in
It's
the
a lot
microwave.
coming from an Oscar Mayer. You know what I mean?
Hey, listen, I know, right? Listen, I'm sure I wasn't the best person to work with in that office either, but at least I was easygoing because I was always high.
Hell yeah.
Wonderful.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So, how did you take the news of Matthew Perry?
Yeah, that was a bummer. Like that really bummed me out. I mean, that's the way to go. And that jerking off in the hot tub, like that's the way to
Was
go.
Was he jerking
Was
off?
it jerking off going
Is
on?
that what was going on?
He was by himself, right?
Well, okay. Yeah.
You know.
I guess that's, drowning in your hot tub is a pretty good way to go, though. You know?
I don't.
think.
I mean, it depends where you lose. I mean, drowning's like one of the few types of death that I fear.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if you drown because you're so fucked up, it's
It's
not like you're
true.
struggling. Right? I wouldn't want to drown either because you're like in the water, you're like grabbing at your chest, and there's like a shark in my mind. But like, drowning in your hot tub, no shark, and you're just like sleeping.
Yeah, I mean, he passed out, right? And he
Right.
drowned. So he wasn't
fair.
conscious of the fact that he was drowning. He was okay.
Yeah. I don't know. That's the one that broke my fucking Facebook wall, though. Of all the celebrity
100%.
deaths, I think this is the one that took it. And I was just like, all right, he's not like there's not like a bunch of upcoming projects that are
Yeah.
gonna suffer because of this.
No,
What was he in besides Friends?
Fools Rush In, the whole,
the whole
9 and 10 yards.
the 9 and 10,
Oh.
right? He was in.
There was an Odd Couple remake with him and Thomas Lennon.
Really?
It wasn't good.
Really?
It was,
I remember the whole 9 yards. That was okay. That came in that that thing where like hitmen do everything. It's like Get Shorty and the whole 9 yards. It's like, oh, hitmen are people too.
I don't know. The thing about it, is like if you had money in the which Friends cast member dies first, you're the smallest payout is from
100%.
Matthew Perry.
If
Yeah.
you watch the reunion, you would know Matthew Perry. That was easy money.
I
that he
mean,
was going to be the first one.
4 of the 6 of them look fucking terrible.
That's
Oh
true.
yeah. especially Courtney
Joey
Cox.
looked like Joey still. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Jennifer Aniston looked like Jennifer.
No, she looked.
oh,
She
because
fucking
plastic surgery.
yeah. Lisa Kudrow, who was like considered like the least attractive one in the. She aged. She came by aging naturally, and I thought she looked great for that. The other
good
two
now.
were fucking.
See, I think, she does have a lot of plastic surgery. I feel like Jennifer Aniston she's got that like leading lady plastic surgery, but
Yeah.
then Monica, Courtney Cox, she has that like secondary lady plastic surgery.
yeah.
I
The one
know.
where like I thought she was the Scream guy when I saw her.
That's what fucking Adam Sandler's just like. No, I'm going to cast you as my sister.
There he is, the man himself, Matthew Perry.
But it
God
did
bless
upset
him.
me that I didn't have a fucking odds makers pool for the cast of Friends.
Yeah, but I think it deserves discussing. It's not too soon. My aunt asked me, she texted me on the way here while I was stuck in traffic. She said, Dan, it's not too soon. Make fun of Matthew Perry. Don't worry, Eileen. We were already planning on doing it.
Well, he either like went to heaven and just woke up back in the hot tub, or he went to hell and was just like, oh shit, this guy even fucking hotter.
The water is boiling now.
Yeah. Who do you think is next to go? Who's next on the death list of Friends?
Wimmer?
Yeah, you think so?
I don't have a good reason for that. I don't. Yeah, he didn't look great either. I mean,
That is
maybe
true.
it's just his sad eyes that like I could see him killing himself.
Yeah. I guess he's had some roles though. He did that like OJ Simpson.
Can we get a picture of him up here? Because I never really watched. I was more of a How I Met Your Mother type of guy. And then
Okay.
be gay, but
A which show?
How I Met Your Mother.
Oh,
Um,
Anyone
who's the
die
first
from
to die
that?
from How I Met Your Mother? Besides The Mother, which was a bullshit plot twist. You fucking spent 9 seasons talking about how this chick is perfect for you, and then you fucking kill her off after 20 minutes just so you can get back with Robin, who during the whole stretch of the show you just showed wasn't your fucking soulmate. Get out of here, How I Met Your Mother.
Wow, I didn't realize you were you were so dialed in.
I liked the first 2 seasons.
Okay.
Barney, great character.
I would say Jason Segel would probably die first because he's really tall, and tall guys don't have long lives.
Oh, that's a good. That's your David Schwimmer right there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know that guy.
No, he looked way puffier in the reunion.
That's an old picture. That's a headshot.
He's gonna be okay. He's got a full head of hair.
That's what kills people.
That's true. Yeah, I'm on my way out.
That's right. My head is telling me every day you're dying.
Who else is there?
I think
Neil Patrick Harris, though. While we're on
you
the
think
subject
he dies first of the
Blades,
just he's a child star. You know, he probably never learned like coping skills, so I think he's going to get into like some kind of a road rage incident at some point.
I'm going to go with Bob Saget.
Was he on How I Met Your Mother?
He was the narrator.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go.
No,
Good call.
So dead right now.
I'll go with Ted.
He
just seems like someone that'll just disappear from the world.
Whenever I see a famous comic, they die within 2 weeks, it seems like. I
Like,
saw
go to see
Bob
them
Saget
live?
in Atlantic City. He passed away. I saw Gallagher, and he died soon after that.
Gallagher 1 or 2.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gallagher's still alive.
That one fat comic that died.
Well, that's what they do.
Ralphie May?
Yeah, I saw Ralphie May right before he died. But yeah, it keeps happening. to
That's
me.
part of their shtick at this point.
Yeah.
Fat comics. Yeah.
Well, I've got a list of local comics I would love for you to see.
I'm
believe
in the group chat with some comedians that we do have like a celebrity death pool for local comics.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Am I on it?
No, you're not. Actually.
Really?
You
At
were
this
friends-
late, I'm not on it.
You were friends with the last one.
Who?
Gary?
The last
Oh yeah,
comic,
Gary. Yeah, R.I.P. Gary. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got some good sets that are talking about his death too.
Yeah.
I mean, I open mic, so it doesn't matter. But
That's comedy right there. You're like, I miss my friend, but man, the minutes I got out of him dying.
I wasn't that close. That's what made me realize the funeral business. Like I was like, I'm not close enough with him to go to the funeral,
Yeah.
but maybe enough to send flowers. And then I look at the price of flowers and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna do nothing about this. I am just gonna be idle. If I see, I'll give them that silent head nod.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
That's the extent of. I liked Gary. Gary was a great guy.
Yeah, it was
but
nice.
it was very nice, very very nice, and never really got much better. You know,
Well,
unfortunately. But the sad thing is that like I was booked on a show with him, and it was his first paid gig. It hasn't paid like $3 or something like that. But it was his first paid gig, and he died right before the show. And then I went up and I did my set, and I
You're just supposed to break a leg. Sorry, I'm sorry.
I dedicated my set
sorry.
to Gary, and then I bombed.
it's what he would have wanted.
Yeah.
That's what he would have wanted. Yeah. You said somebody wants to talk to us.
No, does somebody want to talk to us?
Oh, okay,
no.
no.
Sometimes somebody will talk to us, but
Sounded like that.
it's Halloween. Everybody's.
Yeah.
So who's the first Seinfelder to go?
Oh, that's a good question.
Got
It got to be main cast, right?
Yeah,
Camp.
main four.
Okay.
Who's the one that said the N word?
Kramer.
Kramer.
And George. No.
Yeah.
And Jerry.
Everybody but Jerry has factors riding against them.
Yeah.
I
He's
mean,
gotta have-
Elaine had cancer. George is fat, and Michael Richards should have a substance abuse problem.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, you don't just say that and be like, "Well, I'm going to keep living in the fucking cognizant world." Like that shit happened there. I'm living here now.
It's got to hammer George. Julia Louis-Dreyfus is like old money rich, right? She was
That's
wealthy
true.
before Seinfeld. So even though she didn't get the lion's share of the money, I'm sure she's rich off Seinfeld. But then she had the New Adventures of Old Christine, and she had Veep, and
Elaine
But you're
fucking-
saying proper cast on camera, because don't forget Larry David is in technically the cast.
That is true.
Voices.
we're saying main four because I
Main
think
four.
Newman is going to be the
Yeah.
first to die if we're just going
He's been
out.
losing weight, but at what
Jerry,
rate?
yeah,
You know what I
Right,
mean?
exactly.
Jerry's busy drinking the youth of anyone he dates, so he's here forever.
Right.
Yeah, Jerry.
Like if you're young at heart, you live forever, and Jerry's heart is still in high school.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
How old is
Uh,
Larry David? He's one of those people that has looked like he's 70 his whole life.
Right.
Now.
I'm not sure, but I bet you he's like 70 now.
76
God,
years.
76.
Oh, I was
There
going to
you
say
go.
74.
Well,
and
you're
I would
wrong.
have sounded, but I didn't go over.
You would have sounded like
Yeah.
a fucking idiot.
Yeah, no, only if I went over.
My
Price is Right rules.
dad looked like Larry David enough where people would stop him on the streets and ask if he was Larry David. He passed away from prostate cancer, so I think Larry David would probably also pass away from prostate cancer.
Okay.
So that's
He's got a grenade right up there and up his ass, and it's gonna go off at any minute. Huh?
Yeah, he should check his asshole.
No, yeah,
like,
my dad had the same hairline thing going on, but he beat prostate cancer.
good for him.
No, the next wave took him out.
The next cancer.
Yeah,
That's my thing. My dad
like
and
a way worse
grandfather.
cancer. Like, yeah,
Yeah, prostate's kind of easy if you get it early. You know,
Yeah.
that's the message of this show. What cancer would you rather get?
if you're okay taking it up the ass.
I always wonder, like, what's like the rate of like gay people getting prostate cancer? Like, maybe like anal sex prevents.
I don't think they have a MD at the end of their dicks.
Yeah, I think that logic fails because by that logic, no straight women would get breast cancer because we're always willing to check. You know what I mean? I don't think.
Okay.
Do lesbians ignore the boob?
No, well, that's true. But lesbian women, all women would get. But I'm not sure. I don't imagine lesbian women really getting into like, you know.
But I have studies been done. Like maybe
I just
women
wanna
that
do
let
this-
guys suck on their titties too much in foreplay are the ones that get breast cancer. You know what I'm saying?
That sounds like some Christian moralism right there. I think
This sounds like a Steve Kane bit. The birth of a Steve Kane bit.
Yeah, I have thought about that before. Yeah.
Yeah. Steve, owing to your dark, edgy nature as a comic, you do a lot of roasts. I've seen you at a lot. We've done a few roasts together.
Oh, we have it.
Yes, we have.
I know, we have it. Huh? I've never done any roasts.
Oh no, that's right. We did two dark shows, and I just roasted you.
Yeah,
that's right. It wasn't
I know.
actually officially sanctioned roast. You're right.
You
They
just
were
made fun of
just dark
everybody.
jokes. They were just dark joke shows, and I just decided to roast everybody.
It was a dirty comedy competition. You hosted, co-hosted. You roasted everybody,
That's right.
and the person who won the competition that did a clean set. It was
Yes,
it was a
that was
funny night.
crazy.
Yeah,
That was a weird night.
yeah.
But I always love getting
This
dark
fucking
comics on
country.
here because you know, they don't generally worry about their careers. So thank you for opening up with
What career? You
Yeah.
know, like I understand like people in Phillies like why they're so soft on stage because it's just like you're getting paid $20 to do a show. Like if you were serious about it, you would just move to like Austin or New York or something like that. Like you're here, you're having fun. Like go crazy. What do you have to lose? You know.
I think that there's something to be said for that. I do think that it's interesting to see sometimes where people you watch certain comics and you're like, do you have fun at all doing this? Do you have 1 minute of fun doing this? And hell, I have to tell myself that sometimes because I'll catch myself heading to a show or like a weekly podcast recording and being like, fucking, why am I fucking doing this? And then-
This is giving blood for me.
No, but it you generally have to find a way to have fun and make it fun for you, right? So
Well, there's two like different thoughts in comedy. It seems like, which is like either I'm gonna like change my material so it works for the crowd, or I'm just gonna do what I want to do and fuck the audience. I hope they're along for the ride. And I like that second camp a lot. You know,
I think you got to be able to
Yeah.
do both. You have to kind of mix and match. You have to be able to serve it up for the audience. If like someone's willing to like pay you to do it or something like that. Like I think a lot of comics are working towards like working on cruise ships and things like that because
Yeah.
that money
Yeah,
is so good. No one here is going to be able to do that. But
Someone used it as an example for me. Because I did a country club once, and I asked like the headliner, like, what kind of like room is like, is my first? I was like, oh, it's just like doing a cruise ship, and I like looked at him like, the fuck, like, what the hell does that do for me?
all right. Oh, I'll just tap into my vast wealth of
Yeah.
cruise ship comedy experience.
I'll go on record as just saying that I'm just gonna do what I want on stage, and if I burn every bridge and I never get booked
Yeah.
again, then that's fine with me. I don't
I
care.
wanted to bring up your style of comedy seems to work great with the socially awkward.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Because I go back to one show. I actually saw the in the memories. It's the year anniversary of it was like 2 days ago. It was me, you, friend of the show, Jim Kelly, who was a few guests away,
Love Jim.
and closet homo Matt Peoples.
Yes, very much. Yes.
And
We love Matt.
no, yeah, whatever. And
He's not listening.
yeah, the entire audience was part of this thing called a meetup group, and you were the only one that did well. The rest of us ate shit
That was like my first paid show too, so I was so excited to see all you guys bomb and me do good. I felt like the shit. It was awesome.
Isn't it the best?
Do you know what a meetup group is?
Yes.
I did not know, and I asked questions, and apparently engaging these people in any sort of social activity just makes them
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a meetup group that was coming out to open mics in our area for a little while. You must have missed them because they were coming to some of the ones that you were going to, and they would show up. It would be like 15 people, just audience members taking in an open mic, but not laughing as they shouldn't really. But like, you know, you go up and, you know, like you or me, or you got used to, we might be like, all right, I'm going to do some like stuff to make them laugh rather than like whatever nonsense I'm going to work on. So you do like the A stuff and they don't laugh. It's like you guys showed up ostensibly to meet up, but to watch comedy.
So
now
do
you
they,
picked a mic, that's your problem. But.
So do they meet up to see events where they don't have to talk, or do they fucking get coffee afterwards?
Like Meetup, like is an actual app, and you can go on there and make a meetup for whatever. So depending on what and a meetup could just be something I make and then you join. So it could just be like, we want to go see live entertainment in our neighborhood, maybe. And they just, you know what I mean? So they might not even know what they're walking into, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, the show was in it's where it was at a bowling alley side or birthday parties for kids are normally held.
Jesus.
Or whatever. It was during a World Series game. So the meetup group was the only people in the audience.
Wait, a nightmare.
You
did
were
not
in a bowling alley during a World Series game, and
a Phillies World
was
Series
there. Oh my god!
And they didn't sit near, like they scattered. They didn't sit together.
Yeah, because they don't really know each other.
Right.
They're
so
they just
strangers.
They're just too awkward to show up somewhere alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you start doing crowd work, like, "Hey, you two dating and stuff like that."
I wanted to know.
Yeah, I mean,
first thing I think Dave ever showed emotion on.
I know.
They weren't all bad looking people. I was wondering, are you guys trying to fuck each other later?
Right.
And they fucking were insulted at the imposition.
I know, yeah.
Because they all met up hoping maybe I'll see somebody and they'll want to fuck me. So when you called them out, they were like,
or specifically not that, you know what I mean? Like they're just like, this is meant to be just kind of a place for friends or whatever. That's weird. I know, I get you. It can be confusing.
But you fucking crushed with this crowd.
But you did the right thing by making fun of them and making them feel shitty about themselves. Like, don't feel bad about that.
Oh, I don't at all.
Dave does not mind when he makes audiences feel awkward and weird.
Although the booker is not super excited to have me on shit anymore. And he's just like, because I know I fucking kill often.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I fucking do. Like, he's like, oh, I don't know. This other comic bombed at my last show. And I'm like, yeah, I do a lot of shit better than that comic. And he's like, oh, I'd love to be this delusional. I'm like, you fucking saw me in front of a meetup group. Get the fuck out of here.
It just happens sometimes.
That's one of the hard things about comedy. Like when you have confidence in yourself, it's so easily read as delusion. So it's like when you're like, no, I remember talking to a good friend of our show, Keith Purnell. At one point when we had done a few shows together and we were talking at a bar and he was asking me, he was like, how much time can you do? And I'm like, I could do 45. And he looked at me like, how much time can you do? And I get it. He wasn't trying to insult me. He was just so used to comics being like, yeah, I could do 45 when they have like 15.
Mm-hmm.
I had to be like, no, I can. I actually can do it. But like, it was funny when he said that because I was like, damn, like you can't. Keith has seen me do well. And even he's like, you don't have 45 minutes. So it's like, it's so easy to like, there's so many comics walking around. A lot of them started in your generation. You're not one of them, but a lot of comics started like a couple years in.
How much time can you do?
Yeah, I am. What'd you say?
How much time can you do?
I can do 20. I can do 20.
Cool.
15, 20.
How much time can you
do?
I can do 10.
But yeah, I feel like there's a lot of comics that like have 5 minutes, think that they have 20, and then they're like, they get off stage and they're like, let's say you're like, I bombed. Some of these comics will get off and be like, I'm the fucking man. I fucking did it.
So well, it just depends. I mean, like if I'm doing really good, I can do a lot of time. But like when you know, like of course, but like when you're bombing and you do your A material and it doesn't land and you just go through shit like so quickly.
Well, if I haven't heard you do some jokes twice, I would never assume you've written anything down ever. I like that about. I'm saying that in a complimentary way.
Yeah.
It all sounds like you're just saying words. And I've written with you. You were my Sue comic twice, and we fucking destroyed those shows.
Yeah, good job. Yeah.
And sometimes I let you have a train of thought, and then I had I had to pull that back in real fucking quick.
I was like JC. I don't write my raps down. You know, I just
Jesus Christ.
no Jay.
Oh, Jay-Z.
The rapper.
I heard JC.
Yeah, your
All that God shit.
yeah, your persona and who you are is so intermeshed with your comedy. It's like so you while you're up there. I remember one of those dark comedy shows we did, the one prior that I didn't host, I was in.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you remember it. You and I went last. You went before me and I went last. And you were so messed up. I think you had smoked maybe.
Oh, that was the edible
You took
show.
an
The
edible?
whole bit was we were supposed to take an edible and then go on stage.
Oh, that is what happened.
Like 100 milligram edible
That's
or
right.
something like that.
That's right. And I was pretty vibing, but you were on another planet.
Yeah, you
Steve.
want to know a secret?
Yeah.
I didn't take an edible. I pocketed it and I pretended like I was high for the sake of the whole show. I was totally sober the entire time.
You were completely unmoored in that case then, because that was such a weird set. It makes more sense knowing that now.
Yeah, I was
because
acting.
I was like, you are out of your mind. I was like, one edible did this to you? Okay, that makes total sense.
Well,
You're a big guy. How did
You
I fooled them down. Nobody knew.
you fooled me? Yeah.
You do have a pot themed show, right?
Yeah, I should plug that because I have nothing else to plug.
Well, the plugs come later.
Well, you
Come.
can you can just talk about the show now. Give a specific date at the end when we ask when we
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
tell you to.
Yeah, I have a pot themed show with me and comedian Cody Wright and
We'll get him
we love
Jay
eventually.
Simpson too. And basically, it's a pot themed game show. We have some comedians on, just other contestants, and they just play pot games.
What is a
What
pot
I don't. Yeah, I'm
like
straight edge. So-
whatever? Like, let's see who can roll a Dutch the fastest, and whoever loses gets slapped in the face. So just whatever. And I'm my character is called the Butler, and I've dressed up as a giant blunt. And basically, I hate pot.
Same maker.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same costume as that.
Yeah.
But all white.
And my character hates weed and hates potheads, and so I'm just really mean to everybody, and I'm just a dick and just a complete ass. But I'm an asshole. Like I act like a 3-year-old having a temper tantrum the whole time, basically.
It sounds high energy for you.
It is high energy.
I'm guessing Cody Wright is the character that loves weed.
Yeah, he's the host. Yeah,
Does
Yeah,
he
he's
have a
like-
weed name? A weed like
Cody
Bob-
Wright.
yeah. What the fuck is
I tried to make Bob Barker into something weird.
Yeah, it's Bong Barker.
Bong
It's-
Barker.
yeah.
Bong Barker.
Okay.
Yeah, and I hate weed in real life too, so I just play myself basically.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I do. I fucking hate weed. Don't like it.
Wow. All right. Well, I'm glad I didn't get stoned before.
Good. I would have called
this
the
one.
cops. I used to do that in college. I would go to parties. If I smelled weed, I would tell them I'm going to call the cops and get kicked out of the party. Just because I've always been a troll.
That's
I guess.
Did you ever call the cops?
No. I didn't do
there you
that.
go. You're not a narc. You're just a prankster. We
Yeah.
appreciate that here at the.
Yeah, but last time I smoked weed, because it'll happen like once a year. I'll be like, I'll talk to my wife, like, oh, I'm gonna go smoke weed. Like, fuck it, like it's gonna be fun. And I think I watched Pirates of the Caribbean, and I couldn't follow the plot. I was so high. It was like a Disney movie from like 10 years ago, right? But I had no idea what the fuck was going on at all. Totally
You
lost.
took so much weed. I think that movie's like 20 years old. Pirates of the Caribbean.
There's
Yeah.
new ones. Yeah.
The whole time he was just watching the Amber Heard trial. Like, he was just like, this Pirates of the Caribbean movie's weird.
Yeah.
Wait, so edibles don't count as pot or what's go? I don't know the terminology
I have
here.
to take an edible.
Oh,
Yeah, first of all, if he took that 100 milligram edible for that show, he would have been fucking blitzed anyway.
100%.
So good
Well, that
job
was what
not
you had
taking
said
it.
on stage. You were like, I don't really do weed, and I took this edible. So that was why it was so plausible that you had like lost your mind on stage.
Yeah, I just leaned into it because that's what everybody was like doing their set and trying to get through the fact that they were stoned. I'm like, the audience is here because they want to see us fuck up and
Yeah.
have a bad set. So just fucking play into it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good. Yeah, someone's got to be the person who this is too much for me.
Right,
Because
yeah.
a lot of these people just handle
someone
a
needs
lot
to
of weed.
act like a responsible adult.
Yeah, that's
Right.
the gimmick, you know?
Right. Yeah.
That is funny.
I would love to see that.
And do you drink? Are you a drinker? Do you do any substances?
We're on TV? No.
Nah. TV would be a very generous way to describe what we're doing right now.
I'll just have a couple beers, really, but I like, psychedelics, you know?
Yeah. Hey, heck
Yeah.
yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
Those are
been a
all
while.
nature, right? They don't show up on any tests.
Yeah,
I don't.
I don't think they test.
don't-
I don't think they test for any of that stuff.
I did
but-
a set at a music festival 2 months ago, and I did DMT before I went on stage.
Well, very Rogan-esque.
Is it
of you.
that musical that's at like 4 a.m? That fucking dirty hippie fest.
Yeah, one of those one of those dirty hippie
I did that.
festivals.
I did that like a few years ago.
They're
Yeah,
tough.
this is a hippie festival that will occasionally have comedians come on and do it like late at night. or
They
something.
yeah. I mean, I got home at like 6 a.m. Were you at one too?
We all know the same kind of comics who like do this kind of stuff. And my understanding when it started, it wasn't even sanctioned. So they were doing it that early in the morning so no one could find them out.
Yeah.
So they were just doing like a pop-up show at these
Yeah.
festivals.
I've been to a few of those like all-nighter festivals, and that tends to happen. I'd much rather it be stand-up comedians than like some of the fucking impromptu shows that I've seen. Like it's usually just a bunch of like crunchy hippies that like are peaking on their psychedelics, and
Yeah.
they're like, I'm the forest creature, and then everyone's just watching because there's like a little stage. Like it's awful. It's awful.
I'll tell you how I lost the crowd at that festival.
Can't wait.
Because it was about midnight. The bands got done, and we went up on stage. Because I was like the second comic, and I was like, "There's a crowd of just tie-dye T-shirt hippies." I'm just like, "Who here is on acid?" Like, yeah, people would cheer. Who's on shrooms? Who's on Molly? Yeah. Who's on everything? Yeah. The crowd loves me. I'm just like, okay, good. I just called the cops 5 minutes before I came on stage. They'll be here any minute. You guys are all getting arrested. And just crickets, and someone's just like, "That's not funny." And from that moment on, I was done.
Who hopes
Playing
a
the
bunch of guys in turbans come in and shoot the place up? That's the new one you can say.
Yeah.
I wasn't on camera for that one, right? You were focused on Steve, right?
Your plausible deniability isn't going to help you
I
here.
I understand people that get
I'm not saying
offended.
if you want to lose that audience now, there's a better way to do it. Yeah. Leveling up.
I don't get people that have like the offended gene. Like I don't have whatever that is that gets offended by things at all. I don't know where the line is at all.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like it's an old school mentality. It used to be that not being offended was a strength, even if somebody was saying something that you really didn't like or you thought was offensive. You could think something was offensive without getting offended, right? Like I am not hurt by the thing that you said, even if I don't like it. Now it's like people will say that, but they're like, I'm not hurt by the thing you said, but you got to get fired and you have to fucking go. But I'm not. You didn't bother me, but you got to fucking your life has to be over now. And it's like, I don't know. I agree. There's like a strength. There's a real power in having someone say something like about you, super insulting, right? We'll take away the, okay, it's not about me. It's not, I don't care. It's something about you. Someone's making fun of me for being bald or something like that, or Dave for being bald. I'm laughing if it's you. But if it's me, I just got to take it, and because there's a strength in that. I'm not upset.
And I the same with you.
No, anyone making fun of another bald guy, fucking hilarious. Making fun of another fat guy, hilarious.
It
Making
just
fun of me,
It just means we have more testosterone. We fucking
that's right.
dump buckets.
Is that what does it mean that? Like
Yeah.
you going bald, you have more
No, I don't
Yeah,
know
it's
what the fuck-
it's a you don't regulate your testosterone. You have too much of it, like free testosterone floating around in your body. So apparently they think in apes that it makes them like older apes so that they can compete like sexually against the younger apes. If they're going bald, well, the younger apes like leave them alone. It's like a mark of respect. And that didn't carry over for humanity. We should have kept that. We should have kept that piece of monkey socialization, but no.
Sorry.
Now if you go bald, you just you get laughed at, I suppose. You have to wear a nice little unicorn headband. That's your costume.
Sorry, Steve. This is from Dan's new pamphlet that he's going to be passing out to everybody.
Listen, yes, the nature journals. You remember? I've been reading some nature journals at Walgreens, and I have learned a few things.
First, this is not to cover any baldness. This is a symbolic of my comedic talent.
Yes.
Aha!
Like unicorn in basketball means skill set you've never seen before.
I thought it was that you were looking for a threesome. It's that you were willing.
I didn't know
to sleep with
unicorns and threesomes were.
Yeah, it's like a unicorn is a woman technically who wants to sleep with a couple and have like no strings attached.
And I don't know what Jews wear in Gaga Ball, and I thought this was your uniform. So I have no idea.
No, this is a uniform regulation. Because first of all, this spot completely open. Still
Right.
can't have that in Jewish sports.
I thought it
Yeah.
was 2 horns. It's 1 horn, apparently. I didn't know.
Hey, you're Jewish. You can just get one of those bald hat things to cover your stuff
Yes.
if you wanted to.
Yeah.
I have it, but
Do you have a yarmulke?
I mean, from some weddings I've been to,
Nice.
but I can't show favoritism being like with the green blats and be like, sorry, I'm rocking my Grossman today.
Oh, man. I like the yarmulke. It's a cool little thing. Like I don't think I'm allowed ever to wear one, but I would just.
You're
say-
expected to if you
just-
go to a Jewish event.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, all the
do Goy have to put them on too?
Everybody
Oh.
puts on.
Yeah.
Oh, woof.
Well, you thought it was
Someone
cultural
is just
appropriation?
exposing themselves for not having any fucking Jew friends, huh?
Well, if you'd get married, Dave.
First of all, I'm eloping. Did you know bar mitzvahs back? You didn't grow up around Jews?
I've never been to one.
No, I did. I just didn't hang out with them. No one's. I never went to. I didn't go to a bar mitzvah. I never went.
That's
to one.
good.
Yeah.
Because I had Jewish friends, but I never had one, and I was just like, yo, these fucking dudes are cleaning up.
Yeah, I wish
Yeah.
that would have been fucking great.
My
I would
mom,
have.
my mom handed me a 50, and she didn't even know some of these fucking kids. Like, think about like all these family members, they can't fucking cheap out on a 50. They got to go
Yeah.
way higher,
Hell yeah.
dude. You're fucking, and they're packed.
Yes, right.
Uh,
Everyone's there. It's like a whole event. It's a big party. It's all for you.
Oh,
It sounds fun.
they have it
Fun
when you turn
fact.
12?
Huh?
They have it when you turn 12 years old?
13.
That's when you become a man? at
Yeah.
13.
Fun fact about I was talking to you about this movie I saw in Philly has a limited screening time.
Yeah.
Prior to being a Netflix release.
The
But I was
David
looking,
Fincher film.
huh? Yeah, the David Fincher film. It's called The Killer, and I was looking for one local to me, and I googled The Killer Cherry Hill, and it brought up the rabbi from my neighbor's bar mitzvah who killed his wife.
I
So,
watched.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
It's like that's a nice little reminder.
Wow. The killer rabbi.
I
Not
know, I
that killer rabbi.
I got to see his sermons. Yeah,
I played a rabbi once in the school play. What's that Jewish play called?
Fiddler on the Roof.
Yeah, I played the rabbi in that. It was really
Sound
cool.
of music, depending.
I don't know the
That-
plots of either of them.
I don't think there's a rabbi in Sound of Music.
Yeah, Fiddler on the Roof is a Jewish dad, 3 daughters. They all need to get married and go away so we can have more money. I think
Thought that was Mamma Mia.
probably not. That's good. I don't know.
Mamma Mia is about a lovely Greek vacation, Dave. Get with it.
That's
No,
about a gang,
that's
that's about a
about the-
gangbang, right?
That's about the traveling pants one.
Ah, yes. It's about a talking plant that needs to be fed.
Yeah.
Wait,
right?
what's traveling pants? Like these bitches all share a pair and they all get laid when they're
Yeah,
wearing these
it's the
things?
Yaya sisterhood,
Okay.
and they have a pair of pants.
And inside this pair of pants, there's a guy whose half his face is messed up. He's trying to stop the whole thing. It's a whole situation.
Really?
Wait, did you just
Yeah.
mix Total Recall into it? Or
No, the
something?
Phantom of the Opera. I got you. Neil's
never-
got it.
Some
Neil's
of
got
us play at
some,
a higher level.
listen, some of us have class. Only one of us with class is on the camera, and I'm in a hot dog costume. But I date a theater white. My girlfriend is a theater white, so
Peter White.
I know all of the theater, the basic plots of Broadway shows.
Oh, you have to go to those and stuff.
I haven't had to go to one yet, but
wanted
I
to
will.
go.
I will eventually. I'll tell you what. She has shown me a few that I think are cool, even as like plays and stuff. There's one called the Play That Goes Wrong, and it's basically just like a slapstick play where like they're trying to put on a regular play, but everything gets fucked up, and it's like basically like meta, and you're watching like them try to go on with this play as things get more and more progressively fucked up. That seems really
Okay.
cool. We might actually go see that one day.
Experimental.
Does she know movies exist?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
they were basically created to just wipe plays off the face of the earth, and plays just never took the fucking hint.
Yeah.
Same with poets. Like, write a riff
Right.
and fucking do your poetry over that riff, you fucking half-ass piece of shit.
Yeah. When I see poets like do like open mics, it's just like you suck. Like I'm up here trying to like I'm doing poetry too, but it's funny. Like fuck your non-funny poetry.
You
There's
consider-
nothing sadder than when you go to the mic and you realize that poets are also allowed at the mic.
Yeah.
You're just like, man, not only is this about to suck, like we are the same.
The last poet I saw at a mic showed up with a musician, and she fucking killed. She was great.
Yeah.
Beautiful voice, could play. And then he got up there, and I'm just, fucking give it to her.
I was at
Let her
that.
turn that into something good.
I was at that mic. That was amazing. Yeah, having to
Yeah.
sit through that guy, and you'd have to go up to both and be like, "You guys did great." And it's like, well, not so much you. The
I was
singer.
like, oh, you're here to
Yeah.
support you. He's like, no, I'm a poet. And I was like, I'm not even going to pretend to like you when you're, I'm not going to clap for you when you fucking come
Snap.
up on this stage.
That's the nice thing about poets. You can snap, and it's like they like that, but also it's passive
That's
aggressive.
beta shit. Yeah.
Yeah. I do it. I do it passive aggressively, Adam. I'm like, I'm not clapping for you because you're not doing real entertainment.
Black poets are cool because they always do poetry about fucking. That's one thing I've realized that with them. Like, but the
Fucking over
the
the
white
white
girl
man,
poets
or-
are always
oh.
doing like suicide poems and shit like that. And
Yeah.
But that's hot too.
it kind of is hot in a way, yeah.
But
yeah.
white dude poetry, like
that's-
you have no reason.
Mm-mm.
No white man should ever do poetry.
Right. That ship has sailed. That's like Lord Byron. He was like the last one, the last
Byron.
like or whatever.
The Shakespeare. Well, I mean, it's iambic pentameter.
Yeah, we peaked. That was where white people peaked.
Yeah, white poetry.
Yeah. I'm okay with it if it's like Homer or like it's a whole fucking that's committed poetry.
Mm.
But a like a fucking
That's why
a
they're
haiku.
Yeah. Well, haiku.
I've
is-
never respected haiku. Actually, I
Haiku-
know it's not white dudes. But
Haiku is not a way. Well, I mean, I guess we've co-opted it like we have everything else, but that's a Japanese thing. The haiku.
Yeah. I think like Allen Ginsberg, Bukowski, that whole 60s era of poetry was the last of white guy poets.
But they were just doing so many psychedelics, they'd convinced themselves that poetry was good.
Yeah.
Really, what they were doing was just like, if we write poetry after we do drugs, it's
No.
almost like we're not just doing this.
I don't
to, like,
respect.
yeah,
They
get
were
all
probably
fucked up.
partying with Jim Morrison. Give it to Jim. Let Jim do it.
Have you read his poetry?
I've heard the Doors.
Okay. I have his poetry books and they're really bad.
Yeah,
I have a lot of poetry actually.
all Billy Corgan. I picked it up in a bookstore once and flipped through it. He had a book of poetry, just complete garbage. Like these musicians, like you already do something. Like I wouldn't try to write a poem. I write jokes, right? I think
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at writing a joke. I wouldn't just be like, well, now I'm gonna write a poem. I don't get why these songwriters they can write songs. We already know they can write songs.
Next open
know?
mic set I do, I'm gonna do just straight poetry, serious poetry for 5 minutes.
Honestly,
just-
I would like that. That would be
Yeah.
really funny, especially if you do it in a room where like they know you and they're
Yeah.
expecting like a regular set of yours. If you write like heartfelt poetry, you know, like write something to Dink, like write like a love.
Dink
like a love
rhymes with
poem
a
to
lot
Dink.
of things.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She went and found herself a very like
Dink. Pink. Yeah.
rink. You could tie it to that skater that got his throat
Oh,
slashed
man.
recently. Very
I didn't watch
topical.
that.
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
some,
have you not heard that? There was a
some guy got Mortal Kombated on
Yeah.
fucking ice.
there's
Wow.
there if you're like a Faces of Death video guy and you like to
Yes.
watch people die.
Yeah.
Somebody just showed it to me at a mic last night, and I almost a little bit regret watching it because I'm not one of those guys. You will love it in that case because in the UK they have a hockey league as well, and in their hockey league, a guy was like trying to kick like himself to go faster, and
Yeah.
he kicked his foot up, not realizing he caught his opponent right under the neck with his skate, and he died.
It's
Like he
on-
died
it's
like
on
right
film?
there, and they filmed it. It's insane. Don't play that.
Can we watch it?
Don't
Oh,
play that.
is it
It's
copyright?
really not. I mean, unless you
I
want to
mean-
watch a guy die because he
Oh.
dies. But I mean, I've
Yeah, I don't
already seen
wanna
it.
watch
If
really.
you guys
I've
don't
already
want
seen
to,
it, so
I'll
I'm
watch
just
it
warning you.
later.
I've watched the
guys.
Twitter arguments of a lot of people saying he did it on purpose.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, he could have. He does really like high kick the guy, but it doesn't seem like he's doing it on purpose.
Oh.
I don't know.
I'll watch it tonight in the shower.
You should watch it though if you like that stuff.
Yep.
I don't, and I highly caution anybody who doesn't want to watch somebody die
They
Watch
got
to not watch
fucking-
that video.
watch
you-
it.
You strap swords to your feet. I'm surprised it doesn't happen like twice a year.
Right. I'm actually surprised about that too. And it's the league that like is like, oh, fighting's part of it. You know, like you would think that
Yeah,
you're
You've armed these people.
right.
Nice.
Fighting's part of your sport. You have swords on your feet. I would have thought that this would have happened before.
They should be detachable.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. They sent everyone home from the game, which is they were just like after they're like, all right, everybody go home. That's it.
Kind of
Like,
makes
people were
DeMar
traumatized.
Hamlin seem like a pussy.
And right,
He
I
didn't
watched
even die, and they stopped his game.
Yeah,
So this is a hockey game?
yeah. It's that right behind you.
I-
Actually.
Oh, it's just
Uh,
yeah.
let's just watch it and everyone just look away who doesn't
Alright,
want to see
Only
it.
Well, don't air it. That's you can put it on. I don't care. I've seen it. But it's
Yeah.
Here, ready?
most football players don't bring blades onto the field with them.
Most. You're not gonna be able to see. There's nothing to see, and he died. So he got up. It seemed like he was bleeding, but and then he died when they got him off the ice. But yeah, it seems intentional. I will say, as I watched this yesterday, it seems intentional. Yeah, it just this leg. We had it. That leg swings out. I'm not playing it, but I'm gonna bring it up so they can see it. That leg swings out, and it was even clearer yesterday. It just swings out in a way that it looks like he would have had control over it.
Yeah.
It does. I'm sorry, bringing
No,
this
you might be
up.
right. I mean, I when I watched it, I guess I got very distracted by the fact.
So yeah, I'm not playing it, but this leg, it comes in. He seems to kind of screen off of the other guy and kind of swing his. It seems like, if not, it's just a freak accident, which you can
it's
understand.
8 minutes
but-
in the box. That's what it is.
Yeah, yeah, really.
You gotta sit out.
What's the max?
I don't know. I don't think you can
Because
give
it goes from
minutes, yeah.
there to like right into his
Well, British
old
hockey. So
head
do
there.
British even have minutes, or do they have like
No, they have a metric system.
Mil-
Time.
militics?
Oh, man.
He had to sit out 100 chronotons.
Yeah.
Probably gonna ruin hockey though, right? They're gonna add some
No.
more strict rules. And
It's
I think it
stuff.
happened
European.
in the
This,
UK.
this happened in the UK.
Yeah, it happened in the UK, so probably won't.
Oh.
My
nothing
friend
will
said
happen
they
in
should
the
all
UK.
wear chainmail now, and they should
Nice.
fucking put horses on ice.
Oh,
too.
wouldn't that be cool to see like a guy's chainmail get pulled up over his head as he's taking body shots?
Oh,
Yeah.
it would be fun. Yeah, sorry, I wanted to do a joke, but let's not, because it's time for the news, people. Ha! We have to
Oh
do
man,
it.
we're here. We're
Yeah,
at the
it's time.
news already.
We're going to it
Okay.
right now.
Shoot the shit. You're talking news. You're talking news. We're here to shoot the shit. Talking news. Looks great.
How's my head wear? Okay.
You look great. You look great. Okay. So Steve, here's the rules of the news. Dave and I, we didn't even know we were going to both be wearing costumes. This was literally never discussed. We don't talk about this shit before we.
I had to buy something at Target beforehand, so I found the one little end cap left with stuff, and this actually came with wings, and they were plugged into it. So I could have had like either, I don't know if they lit up or fucking flapped, but I wasn't willing to say, like, I just had to tear it up because I didn't have knife. So
Yeah.
if any kid gets kidnapped, my fucking car is very incriminating looking right now. It's just torn
a lot
up
of
Halloween shit.
A
Yeah.
ripped up Halloween costume. Yeah. A lot of old blood back there too. Don't ask. So here's the rules with the news. Dave and I also did not plan what we're writing. I don't know what he wrote. You don't know what I wrote. If we cover the same news story, we're going to have what's known around these parts as a joke off. Go ahead. Joke off. And a joke off means that Dave and I are competing against one another. You are the judge. So if Dave and I are joking each other off, we will read the two jokes. You will decide your favorite, and then one of us will get a point.
I don't watch the news, so I'm just happy just to hear the news. You know?
Okay.
I mean, I've clearly don't care about laughter with a lot of it. So if I can inform people.
Yeah, I had an extremely busy weekend. So the quality of these jokes definitely represent that. So let's see. If we have a joke off, you will probably win this week. So
I'm okay with 3 of these.
okay. Would you like to go first?
And here's one of them.
Sorry, I was pulling scores.
Oh, that's okay. I'm winning by 1. I'm glad you
Yeah.
pulled that up.
White House scraps plan for B-52s to entertain at state dinner amid Israel-Hamas war. They're trying so hard to pander to the kosher community that they're not even allowed to serve up rock lobster.
Yeah.
I know, put a song in my heart all week.
Tin Rook. Everybody war. Okay, I'm sorry. Experts say Donald Trump is already in violation of his gag order and may spend a night or weekend in jail, where he will be enrolled in a Scared Straight program where prisoners dressed like Abraham Lincoln and George Washington yell at him to be a better president.
Sweet.
More like the image, you know.
Yeah. Here's an image joke, too. California DMV suspends cruises driverless robotaxis, effective immediately. They said the company went too far. When in an attempt to recreate the classic taxi cab experience, they programmed a car to yell binary code really loud into the phone.
Okay.
Yeah, it
I
takes
get
like
it.
when was the last time you've been in a cab? That's all this.
That's
fucking,
all they do.
Just
They
yell
just yell.
loud.
They're
in
having a
different
very-
language into the phone.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
They it's like they barely ever talk to you. I actually love it. It's so much better than Uber. New House Speaker Mike Johnson responds to scrutiny, citing privacy as to why there are no pictures of his adopted black son in public family photos. Speaker Johnson shot back with, "Who do you think we adopted to take the family photos?"
Nice.
Thank you.
All right. Virginia police investigate after pig mask and I can't breathe shirt found in police car. They've said that if someone comes forward, they're willing to reduce charges since the person was kindly enough to return everything they stole from the police gift shop.
Yeah. Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson's wife, takes down website that compared being gay to bestiality and incest. This is both a big loss for the speaker and for Senator Lindsey Graham, who has to find something else online to masturbate to. You see, he's a pervert. Senator Graham is.
That has been a running theme.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is, but I still laugh.
Just an old
Yeah.
pervert, you know.
Just think about incest. UFC announces Bud Light as its official beer in partnership with Anheuser-Busch. They wanted to distance themselves from their previous LGBTQ representation and figured the best way to do that was to partner up with a product that probably isn't gay.
I like that. Former Vice President Mike Pence suspends 2024 presidential campaign. Pence says he's bowing out with great hope for America, specifically the hope that his next boss won't constantly try to kill him.
Good point.
More just
All
factual.
right. I didn't have a Matthew Perry, but I got a different celebrity.
Okay.
Richard Roundtree, star of Shaft, dead at 81. The funeral is expected to be a lovely procession just as long as no one brings up his mother. Shut your mouth.
Ah,
Oh,
God damn you. All right, here we go. Here we go. This is a joke off.
Oh, shit.
I thought you and this whole podcast was too white to do the Richard Roundtree joke. I'm surprised that this is our joke off, but here we go. Richard Roundtree, star of Shaft and considered the first black action hero, has died at 81. And if you'd like to pay your respects, Roundtree will be buried under the only grave that says "bad motherfucker" on it. Shut your mouth. But I'm just eulogizing Shaft. We can dig it. There we go.
All right,
Oh,
Judge.
Okay. Well, you know, Dave did the shut your mouth line first, so that came off more as a
I get it.
surprise and more of a punch there with that. You know,
I
and-
understand. I understand. He took it from me. Give it to
Yeah,
him.
we'll give it to Dave.
Give it to him. It was just I would dispute it if we hadn't told different. Our jokes were slightly different
It
enough.
was,
This time.
it was a little bit of a tighter pussy on his joke.
Okay.
You
All right.
know.
Well, give him the tighter
Which means,
pussy
yeah,
point.
I personally wouldn't have voted for it then, but no.
Well, hey, you know.
All right. Houston Airport had to ground all flights after a private jet departed without permission and collided with another jet, FAA says. The airline tried to hand out vouchers for all the people inconvenienced by this, but most people declined, stating that getting to see a private jet crash was a gift all on its own.
I like that. Okay. This one down here because I have a goddamn act out. All right. Matthew Perry. Oh, I'm sorry, actor. Let me try that again. I got one for him. Actor. Actor Matthew Perry dies after apparent drowning. The Perry family asks that you honor Matthew with a moment of silence, followed by
Actually, it's about 5 claps.
It's like a inside like a
Oh.
French joke.
it's the Friends
Yeah,
theme
so
song.
no one
Oh,
told
oh.
you life was gonna be this way.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
I think you missed a clap.
No, it's 4 claps. It's 4 claps. Well, maybe I don't know. Were you a big Friends fan? I wasn't.
I've dabbled.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
It's a 90s show, and you know me.
That is
Everything
true,
in the
that's where
90s is better than everything else.
That is where you stop.
I tried during the pandemic, but I just couldn't watch it.
That's okay. That show stinks.
A lot of pointy nips, though.
Yeah, that was why I paid attention when I was a kid. If I ever paid attention to Friends, it was out of some like horniness for Jennifer Aniston or Phoebe. I like Phoebe.
All right, I really need this. This all depends on my delivery, or it doesn't work at all. Florida's Supreme Court to allow its anti-drag law to take effect. Florida asks Supreme Court to allow its anti-drag law to take effect. They told the Supreme Court that with the right amount of votes, they'd be undressing these men with their eyes.
Yeah, good. I like that one. That's good.
Good delivery.
That's a good joke.
Yeah. I was worried about. I was like,
You
I
had
hope-
to. You
I hope
had
the
to.
subtitles
It's
don't
written,
have to
right.
So yeah,
That joke is much better written, but you did a good job.
I was very
with the
proud of myself.
eyes.
I had to look that shit up on Google to see, like,
Pretty good.
no one saw up with that before.
Pretty good. I don't do that to myself. I definitely, if I wouldn't Google a joke, because I mean, I'd have to probably write another one. Disabled man drags himself off plane after Air Canada fails to offer wheelchair. This would never happen on Southwest Airlines, where passengers with limited mobility are stored securely in the overhead compartments and carried out after landing.
Love it. Jonathan Majors bodybuilding movie pulled from Disney release schedule. They figured the film would welcome some unwanted controversy and that fans wouldn't be on board for a movie that ends with one of their Disney princesses getting the shit kicked out of her. Allegedly.
All right. The National Hockey League rescinds ban on rainbow-colored pride tape, allowing players to use it on the ice. An NHL spokesman said the rainbow will prove a nice contrast to players getting their throats slashed and bleeding out.
Oh, man. Here's a mean one. Winner of albinism pageant says Zimbabwe event made her feel beautiful and provided sense of purpose. And she hopes that boost in self-esteem will be able to get her through Halloween, that time of year where everyone mistakes her for a ghost.
McDonald's and Chipotle to raise menu prices in California as fast food wages rise to $20. Thank you, California, for having hot, painful diarrhea in support of a living wage.
All right. City lawmaker's aide resigns after making anti-Semitic jokes about Amy Schumer. He apologized, stating, "In the future, I will try to do better and only make fun of her for her weight."
Yeah.
Simple. Sometimes,
That's
you
good.
know,
Sometimes they
we
write
get
themselves.
lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's a good joke. Heavily armed man found dead at Colorado amusement park in what experts are calling a surprisingly great result for this year's Halloween Horror Nights at Six Flags.
Sweet. And guess what?
That's a joke off?
That's a joke off.
Oh, boy.
Wait, what?
Yeah. All right, this is my closer. No, I mean, it's just the most recent thing that happened. Police say heavily armed man killed himself rather than carry out attack at a Colorado amusement park. They said he either had a change of heart about the whole thing or that riding the tilt-a-whirl beforehand really fucked up his aim.
All right, Judge.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, right. You're the judge.
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Damn, I don't remember your joke, dude.
That's okay.
That's not
That's
a
why
good
you just
sign.
picked me. To make it okay. That way you picked one of each.
Wait. What was the punchline of your joke again?
Mine was heavily armed man found dead at Colorado amusement park in what is a surprisingly great result for this year's Halloween Horror Nights at Six Flags.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because
Yeah.
people die all the time at Six
Yeah.
Flags. You know?
I didn't really like either joke, but I
That's
really
fair.
didn't like Dave's punchline.
Okay,
So I'll give it to you, Dan.
Hell
Just
yeah!
out of
Because you have to pick one, and yes, you do have
Should
to
I
pick
have
one.
I originally wrote teacups. If I had stayed with teacups, would that have helped me?
yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, there's something funny about the tilt-a-whirl, really.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
See, we take constructive feedback here with our jokes. We know.
I don't
Well, no,
like.
they're one. I'm done with this story forever.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah. Oh, unless the guy, kills, like somehow resurrects and kills again, or doesn't.
True.
I guess he did.
Oh,
Technically
I'd have to
kill
write about
again.
zombies. That's my fucking wheelhouse.
Hell yeah. All right.
I think my choices though were just based off the fact that like whoever told the topic joke first, that was a new topic to me, and that they just like preferred that because the first time I heard the topic.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
You have at least you're consistent in your voting methodology.
Yeah.
So, well, here's hoping we get another joke and I get it off first. Let's see, where are we? Okay, 7 dead in crashes involving 100. Okay, I've already got you, and I like this. 7 dead in crashes involving 150 vehicles on Louisiana's interstate. Alabama may have Roll Tide, but it looks like Louisiana has Roll Ford, Roll Dodge, and Roll Toyota.
Sweet.
Thank you.
All right. 15 people shot.
These openers are awesome.
I wish I could take credit. 15 people shot at Halloween party in Chicago. The shooter was charged with several counts of murder, but not before taking top prize for his costume, the average Chicago citizen.
Yeah, I'll go with yours because I think more people were killed in your joke.
I like that you're letting this judgeship go to your head. There's nothing to judge. That wasn't not a joke off. But I do like that. I do like that. I have some criticisms of that joke too. I'll save them for after the podcast.
I didn't think you could criticize a joke for being too perfect.
Well, here's one. Here's one with an act out. Let's see how too perfect this can be. Kanye West drew swastikas in first Adidas meeting and told Jewish manager to kiss Hitler portrait daily. German Adidas executives raised alarm initially, saying, "Oh my God, we should have been working with this guy since the 1930s."
Did that really happen?
Yeah, well, Kanye really did that. Did the Adidas executives praise him in a gay German accent? No, that was.
I just figured he was like over the whole Nazi thing by now. So he goes through phases, you know.
Yeah. Well, this was probably during his Nazi phase because this was when he was interviewing, when he was in his first meeting.
He's already been banished from Adidas.
Yeah. Okay.
M&M launches tasty new pasta sauce called Mom Spaghetti. Unfortunately, it's not expected to sell very well as the product offers no guarantee that it's easy to get out of wool.
Wait.
I don't get it.
Because there's vomit on his sweater.
Right.
That consists of Mom
wool.
Spaghetti.
I understand.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You gotta be a real fan.
No.
No. I should have gotten that one.
It's his most popular song.
and it is Mom Spaghetti. So
I know. It's a perfect joke.
That-
As they all have been.
Well,
that is a good joke. That is a good joke.
all right. The United States. Are we on me? Okay. The United States to build new nuclear gravity bomb. The difference between a conventional bomb and a gravity bomb is that a gravity bomb is used only by 20-year-old unemployed nations who still live in the basement of their mother country.
Nice.
Thank you. Am I?
I both love the costume and then it's rubbing
It's
on
rubbing.
the base of the
Sorry
mic.
about
It's
that.
all right. It's all good.
I love you all.
I'll clean it up. Oh, good. You look great. Love it.
Thanks.
Davey boy.
Dave?
Women quit jiu-jitsu tournament after being forced to fight men. And in a show of solidarity, many men also quit the tournament, stating, fighting women was only the reason we signed up anyway.
Okay. Arnold Schwarzenegger says he still feels at home in the GOP, saying, "I don't see Republicans as crazies." He went on to say, "I've been a soulless robot trying to destroy the world and a white guy trying to steal toys in Christmas from Sinbad's black family. So I still fit right in."
Nice.
Thank
Lots of refs. All fucking 90s.
Yeah.
Love
Hell yeah.
And finally, angels, demons, spirits, and souls do exist, says exorcist priest who warns against Ouija board use. Other priests have come out against this statement, stating, let little girls have their game. They're not the ones we're interested in anyway.
I also like you began that by, I think, a spirit escaped your body
little
right
bit,
before you
yeah.
told that joke.
A former king of burgers.
Yes. Yes, the royalty.
Yes.
True culinary royalty. Right. My last one. Studios push back after independent theaters start adding their own intermissions to screenings of Killers of the Flower Moon. A studio agent reportedly said, quote, "The only thing that interrupts a Martin Scorsese movie are long, pointless montages of New York City."
Boo.
Fuck that. That's good. That's good. I'm sorry. He's just like the greatest director of our generation. He loves that urine city a little too much. Thank you for listening, anyone in New York.
It's almost in Kansas.
That is true. Yeah.
No, wait, no, it wasn't Oklahoma. Wait, I forget.
He
One of those fucking states that
He didn't find a way to like have just some character be like, it's me from the greatest city on earth.
there were a few.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
You guys wrote all those in the last week?
I wrote all those this afternoon.
That's more work than I've ever done in 2 years of comedy. Easily. Jesus.
Yeah.
Well,
It's fine. It shows.
Hey,
what do you got coming up? When's the next Bong Barker? I forgot the name of it
That was good.
already.
Yeah, this would be the time to plug the when and where.
Oh yeah, I have a show called Take a Rip, the Ganja Game Show. You find it on YouTube. I think we have 2 episodes out. We'll have another one out sometime in November. I have no gigs because I just stopped grinding. I was doing for a year. I was doing like 5 open mics a day, and now I just do nothing. I'm just lazy now, so I have no gigs, and I probably won't ever have a gig again.
No, I'll tell you what, Steve, we're gonna make podcast history. Right? No, it's not podcast history because Neil goes ahead and books people all the time on his shows. So podcast history on this side of the camera. In December, I am doing my annual Dark Christmas show where I do a showcase of the darkest comics that I know to come to Animated Brewing and do dark sets. I would love to have you on. I'll DM you. It's in December. We have time.
Okay, if I'm still alive, I have a show that's in December. It's a dark comedy show. It's like a Christmas show with dark comics and stuff. So go to that.
Okay.
And
the third Thursday of December.
Third Thursday of December.
It's a long way away, but thank you for that plug. Okay.
Yeah.
Dave, what do you got going on?
If you were planning on seeing me at PJ Willihan's this upcoming Thursday, don't, because it is not happening anymore. I have kept my partnership with Cricket Comedy alive though, and am now on a December 2nd show. And now that I'm not on the show, I will just say PJ Willihan's in Cherry Hill is a trash place full of trash people anyway. To illustrate that point, I used to live like for 8 years. I lived a 5 or 10 minute walk away from PJ Willihan's. And instead, I went to places I had to drive to. That's how bad PJ Willihan's is, that I put people's lives at risk just not to fucking drink there.
Okay. Well, fingers are all right, though. You know, those chicken fingers.
I'll get them at PJ Willihan's Maple Shade or Marlton.
Okay.
Fuck PJ Willihan's Cherry Hill.
Okay.
You're a trash place.
All right. All right.
If you need a gig, I got one at the end of December. You could jump on.
Yeah, no,
Dark
he's
comedy
not. He
show.
cannot. He cannot be on that
At PJ
show.
Willihan's?
No, Animated Brewing. You are not invited on that show.
I'm too dark. I get it.
You
I get it.
headlined my Dark Christmas 2 years in a row, I believe. So
Yeah, that was the worst spot.
yeah, 100%. 100%. You had to wait the whole time to go, and there was like 10 people because I am not a good producer. But
Well, I like those comedy shows where they overbook and
That's
it's like
me.
15 comics.
oh, that's me.
I love that shit.
Yeah, it'll be me. It's me on Dark Christmas at least, and also when I have comedians who could probably help my career, I tend to overbook and then they get mad at me. But okay, it's just how we do it.
Name drops.
No, I won't.
Yeah,
I
I know.
refuse.
I want him on eventually.
I
too.
refuse. Let's
Yeah.
just say he's Shane Gillis's friend with melanin. It's Naeem Ali. No, it's not. I do love Naeem Ali. I'm not name dropping. I
He's
get
a
that.
nice guy. He was on the last Take a Rip episode.
He was on this. He was fantastic.
Naeem is amazing.
Oh.
We got him right before he got famous. There was, it was
Oh wait, no, I'm not Naeem.
You're talking about the guy I was implying. Yeah, he's also very funny.
Oh, okay.
But
We'll
my
get him when he
plugs.
forgets all that.
Yeah. It's okay. He's not going to watch this podcast. What do I have? I am a guest hosting friend of the show, Mark Stodmeyer. Man, that guy's lazy. He's been dropping all his shows and just giving them away to me. I'll be running his PJ Ryan's show this Thursday at Phoenixville. That's PJ Ryan's bar at Phoenixville. I believe showtime is at 9. I want to say doors at 8, showtime at 9. We've got a great show. I don't know much about it since he booked it, and he didn't send me the flyer, but I promise you it'll be a
It'll
great
be old
show.
dudes.
Oh yeah, probably. I mean, I did offer our good friend of the show, Dana Cheritonchek, a guest spot, so maybe there will be one woman, but then that'll be me doing it, not that incel Mark Stodmeyer. No, he has a kid. Two. Yeah, that's right. That's why he's probably not doing comedy.
No one counts after the first.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Oh, you had been said. I had a second kid too. Fuck
Nah,
off, dude.
okay.
I didn't care about the first one.
Right. You're already a parent. I don't give a shit by how the factor of what. Anyway, I think that's all I'm doing. I have the weekend off, I think. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. Next week I'm busy.
Yeah.
So
We'll
that's when
see you
I'll
next
plug
week.
it. I'll
Yeah.
plug it then. Neil, what do you have going on?
Yeah, you can check me out over at IamNeilWood.com or go over to James Wood Art if you want to check out some of that stuff. We have Myers Brewing Company coming up every second and fourth Friday in Fishtown, Philadelphia. In Williamstown, New Jersey, you can come out to Autumn Lake Winery this week. That is Thursday with Jay Yoder and Brian Isley. So
Friends of
grab
the
those.
show,
Yeah,
hey.
friends of the show. So grab those tickets up for that.
And they can plug their shit on their own show.
Or plug them on their own show. Or, I'm an emissary, so whatever. And yeah, check out all the stuff at droptent.com/events. Go there and check out some merch for these two over here. Check out the merch store for the Weekday Comics as well.
Yeah. Just imagine you could be out there and you could see someone also wearing a Weekday Comics jersey.
Yeah. Or
And you could have this moment of like, wow, there's only 17 of us and here 2 of us are.
see me, I'll give you a sticker. I don't have
Yeah.
to, now that I don't have to put them all over the PJ Wellahan's Cherry Hill bathroom.
That would actually improve the BJ
True.
Warehouse Cherry Hill bathroom.
Now I don't want those whores knowing about our podcast. I want this to be pure.
And don't forget to like their I'm still in the plug. Don't forget to like and subscribe on all their stuff, people. You can check out their Instagram at the Weekday Comics Pod and give it a little subscription over there on YouTube. All right.
Yes,
That
smash
helps out,
that
keeps us going.
subscribe button.
Other than that, thank you so
yeah.
much, guys.
And check us out next week. You get to see Neil fangirl out over our guest, Paul Carson.
Oh,
yeah.
Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all fangirling. See, I'm even on this show and I didn't know we had Paul on next week. Paul's a great joke writer.
I know.
Brilliant.
I'm gonna do
brilliant
my
joke
hair. You know what I mean? Like it's
Me too.
He
I'm gonna wear this twice.
he might be one of the only guests we should tell to do news jokes.
He
'cause
already
he's a-
writes. Yeah, he
he's such a
actually
great-
Yeah.
he wrote some. He asked me
Good.
permission,
Nice.
which was
Yeah.
That's
you know it.
he's so
I
beautiful.
you know there's like this show that started in like 1950.
right. Writing news jokes is not our thing,
Mm-hmm.
like exclusively. But no, Paul will probably bring the heat with his news jokes.
Yeah.
He might be one of the only comics.
We
that-
got Dolan next month too. So we
Oh wow, yeah. Oh my
Dolan
god.
writes 10 a day.
We have a gauntlet of
Yeah.
brilliant writers. So
But-
that's gonna be fun.
Paul Carson, like I do a High Note Comedy open mic every Wednesday, and I have an ongoing like WWE like storyline with him where every week I go up there and I continue this story about how I stalk him and how he has a restraining order against me. And all this shit I just add to it every single
Nice.
week. It's a total throwaway set. And
We'll get something
I
to
love it.
say to him for when he's on.
yeah, ask him about me.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna have you.
Haven't
sorry.
we given you enough time on this show?
I'll probably be outside the apartment next week.
I want to like leave on the bathroom mirror like Steve was here. Steve Kane was here just to fuck with him.
Right.
It's like what? And it wasn't there 2 seconds ago. What do you mean?
So yeah,
Okay.
if you're stalking him, you'll know where to find him tomorrow, next Tuesday. At 8. Tomorrow. God, where does the time go? Where does the week go? Next week, Tuesday at 8:00 at the Weekday Comics, and that's this show. Thank you, Dave. Thank you so much, Steve Kane, for joining us and just going there with it and having a great time. Thank you, Neil, and thank you, audience. You guys have been great. We'll see you next week. Happy Halloween. Well, there we go. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Oh, man, that was a we fucking landed that like Kerry Strug should have.
How you doing? This is Neil Wood from the Cult of Us podcast, speaking on behalf of DropTent Media Network, the network you're currently listening to. Make sure to check out all the other podcasts on the network. You can go to droptent.com to check them all out. Make sure to like, subscribe on everything that you see DropTent on. We appreciate it. Go to droptent.com now.
This has been a DropTent Media production.